All right, guys, I'm back at this Jeep. Yes, my parts finally came in. Guys, I got a new push start PM module. I got a new key, and I have a new wind module. Okay, yes, that is the problem with this car. I did have a fault code. I'm gonna put the code in the description. All right, now to do this, I can't do it on a hashtag short video. That's for damn sure. But I will have to remove just about this whole underside coverage. Basically, you're supposed to remove the panel, but there's some shortcuts I can get around not doing that. And you got to be crazy not to utilize your shortcuts in a safe and effective way. Okay, just because something pays to remove all of this, if you don't have to, you don't have to. One guy on the comments be drilling me about not doing it the right way by the book. My dude, I have a better way to do it that's quicker and more efficient. And I'm going to get it done that way. I'm just updating you guys. My parts are in. We're going to get this no start Jeep fixed. Hashtag sure, I'm still outside with this Jeep. I'm trying to avoid from pushing this joker in. And I think I've just managed that. I got the new skim module programmed to the car. So what I'm going to do now, I got the new skim and this new key programmed. So let me see if it fires up. Yes. All right, guys, I got everything working. Now the car will start. Now I can drive it in the shop. Now here comes the hardest part, getting this out here. This is the old skim module still in the car. The dash part have to come out, guys. There's no way around it. Don't try to cut this or rip this because it would be visible to the customer and they will complain. So you might have to do the right thing, bite the bullet. I'm not showing no kind of shortcuts. I don't do shortcuts on video. All right, but I got a lot of more work to do. This is just the beginning of it. All right, I got it out, like I say. No, I don't have it out. I just got it programmed. All right. Alrighty, guys, let me go over a few things with you guys. I got this wind module out. Some would call it a wind, some would call it a skim module. At any rate, I got it out. This is a new one that I gotta transfer to the bracket, guys. It's all about the bracket, okay? And I think earlier I was mentioning that the instrument cluster have to come out. No, on this year model, on some year model, the cluster do, or the instrument panel, this whole instrument panel had to come off to gain access to this. That's because this is bolted to the instrument panel. Not on this case, okay? It is, however, hard to get to. What's hard to get to is the 3 screws behind it. Okay, now what I end up using those are 7mm bolts. I had to go behind it with my swivel 7mm socket. Now what I did, let me back up. That's why I put those short videos in front of this one, guys, so you can follow what I was doing. I don't think I went through the diagnostic procedure because I'm not sure you guys are gonna have the same scan tool I have. So but the theory is the same, guys. One guy mentioned this was a no crank, no start situation. One guy mentioned the brake, check the brake switch. He's right. The brake input is needed. It's very much needed to allow for cranking and starting, guys. Without that input, you're never gonna start. Now, because I use my scan tool, I was able to avoid a lot of little bitty petty things. You know, I'm not gonna call them petty, but the brake input is not petty. But I was able to avoid that because the code that is given inside this module would pretty much let me know where I need to start my diagnosis. All right, that's why I always preach you got to have a good scan tool to do this stuff. Your scan tool won't read skim module. You can't diagnose skim problems. So in essence, you can't diagnose no crank, no start complaints. Yes, back in the old days, any mechanic with a cigarette in his mouth hanging out of the side of his jaw, yeah, that sucker won't start, bring it over here, I'll tell you what's wrong with it. Yes, but times have changed. You got to have a good scan tool to talk to this stuff to see why it won't start. This is a security module, okay? It's in place for theft purposes, all right? For your safety. You cannot start this car if you don't have a key with a chip in it that matches this module, all right? All of that is by design. Now, fixing it is a whole nother story. So let y'all, I was trying my best to get to the module. So I decided to take shortcuts and go through here, All this was fairly easy to get out. As you can see, the instrument cluster is right here. It's out. So just in case I needed to go through here, because this is where we're trying to get to, the boats. So, but you're gonna need some real good swivels, guys. So get your swivel game on point. All right. So this is a Jeep Grand Cherokee. Let me see what model, because I think this is 2011. That's the first year this body showed up. Okay, from the other earlier body style. So 2011, 12, 13, 14. At least until they went to RFH modules. Okay. Anything that has a wind module, this is going to be the best way to replace that thing. Alright, so I have a lot of work to do. I'm just happy I got it out. Alright, now your screws may drop, but you're going to find those screws. And if not, you'll find some screws to put in it. Now it's just a matter of unscrewing it from here and bolting in a new one. Remember, this is already programmed. I merely took the harness right here. I merely unplugged the harness from here and plugged it into my new module and programmed it and then started it. I really wanted to know that that was going to fix my problem. I know, guys, but there's no certainty in this stuff, so I'm not going to say it's a crapshoot. It's just risky. I wanted to make sure that's the problem. So once I programmed this, y'all saw the shorts video, it fired right up. Now I can proceed with all of this crap. What else we need to talk about? Okay. Oh, there's no need to talk about that. If your scan tool won't let you diagnose this, how are you going to even program this? So for all you DIY guys, I'll do it, I'll fix it, no start, I'll fix it. Sure, anybody can go in with some tools and replace this. Will you be able to program this? Will you have the security skim code? There's a lot of misconception about that security skim code, guys. Where do you retrieve it from? The only way I know how is go to any Chrysler, Jeep, or Dodge dealership. Give them your VIN, parts department, and the proof of ownership, and you should be entitled to your security code. I mean, you own the car, your code should be yours. So I don't think they're gonna hold as hostage or try to charge you for it or anything like that. At least we don't. But yeah, you're gonna need that security skim code. That's if you have a way to even program it. So I might be talking ahead of myself. All right. What else? Anything else? Yeah. So I'm gonna bolt this up, put it in, fire it up, put it all back together, and then I'm done. Whew. So done. All right. I don't know what is this. T what? Anybody want to take a stab? Because I have to go get my bit. But there's no sense in recording this. You guys know the drill. Yeah. Take all four of it. Just put this in the place of this, then put it all back together. Guys, I don't want to bore y'all. That's all I have. Wind module, skim module, Jeep Grand Cherokee 2011 through 14 maybe. This is the best way, the JT way. All right, that we can get it out. That's all I have. Thanks for watching.